Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today with Tuesday 10. For those of you who are new here, Tuesday 10 is where I pull 10 things from my basket of things I've kept, paper, what have you, and we keep on making till it's all used up. So what I have today is this Aesop's Fable book cover. Now look at these beautiful end papers. I want to do something with these that is a little bit different. I want to do something with this that's a little different. So that is here. Hopefully it won't use all my time. We'll see. I might have to kind of modify how I work on that. Then I have this leftover sticker sheet that just has a few random stickers left that I want to use up and get it on out of here. And then this is from a DK knowledge book. It's got all these lovely fall goodies on it. I'm kind of feeling a bit of fall. I actually packed up the Halloween stuff for now, and just it's not far away if I want to go back to it, but I'm also not going to pressure myself to only work in one kind of way. I have all these sort of projects that have been sitting around waiting for my attention while I've been going through this busy period of time. So I also have this is like a magazine page that I thought was kind of cool. It's like a illustration of an architectural, plan. Then this is from a vintage kids book, and it's got all these great flowers on it. And this fish is from one of my Journal Together kits from some time ago. A little jelly print. This is a Ziploc bag that was done with, or no, not Ziploc, sorry, IKEA, that was done with a pattern that reminds me very much of Pyrex. This is from a book. It was a book about I don't know, it was a Time Life book about kind of saloons and things. Yeah, I only want this. And then this is a collage board that I made quite some time ago that I want to use up as well. So we've got a good amount of work ahead of us. So let me get into this a little here. And yeah, we'll tear this down to just what I want to make. Good. This, I'll just leave that. Okay. We have lots to do, lots to think about. This, I want to do something mixed media to it, so I might do that first just so it has some dry time, because I want to use it as some kind of an interesting background, but I think it needs kind of some color, and I'm thinking we'll come in with some crushed olive oxide and maybe something considerably different, maybe some purple. Villainous Potion, let's do that. Let me see, this one would probably be best for that. So we'll just create some color. Okay, then these away, and I just gotta grab something to put this on so I don't get coffee everywhere, because I'm gonna be spraying this with coffee. Okay, now I shall just set this aside and let it do its thing for a bit. Okay, and I will get my little cloth here and just wipe up my desk. Okay. So maybe we will jump into the hard part first today, which will be the book. I don't think it's going to be outrageously hard, but a little harder than the other stuff. So just set the other stuff over here. Okay. I'm going to cut this in half. I don't need the spine. That one. today is really about kind of processing some things that I've had like hanging about on my side desk over there for a little while I've been working on Halloween. So I'm happy to sort of be dealing with it. It's good. If I should also cut from this side possibly. There we go. That's that. Now, let me see if I can cut this down. Now, where I'd want to cut this would be here. So it would be exactly 5.5. And can I do the same on this one? Yes, I could. Okay. So we're going to try to cut these in half. This will not be all that easy because they're quite thick. So what I do is I just go halfway. I think I did this exact same thing last week with a different book cover, right? Oops, did I do something wrong? No, you know what? These aren't 5.5 on both sides. That's what it is. Okay, so 5.5 is fine there. And then on this side, I've just got to measure it to where I cut. Actually, it is pretty much 5.5. Am I losing my mind? Maybe. I don't rule anything out. Let's see. Yeah, okay. It is different. These are different, which is fine as long as I have the right side the same size here. So this and this should both be 5.5-ish. Or maybe they're a little bit beyond 5.5. Let me measure that one first. Essentially, we're creating two covers. 5.5. And 5.5. Okay. So hard. Thank goodness we can do this in 2 cuts. Okay. Bend it this way. Alrighty. So I'm not going to do the whole thing on these today. I think because I showed you last week how to make these book covers for Coptic stitch journals that I like to make. So this one, we'll go with this one. And, oh no, sorry, wrong. This one goes with this one. Donkey and lion together. And then fox and goat together. Now, what I have to do with these, obviously, is like trim the sides, sand them, make them nice and neat, round the corners to make them final covers. So I'm not going to do that during Tuesday 10 because it will take a long time. So you'll see that like probably coming up in another video. I'll probably just show you kind of the next stage of where I am with these. You know, these would also be really nice to watercolor. And then seal, but I also just like them in this brown tone. They're really lovely. So let's call that done for now because it's kind of like processed, right? So let's just set those aside. Maybe if I get a wild, you know, emotion today, I will do a little bit of it and tack it on the end here. We'll see. I am very low energy today, I have to tell you. Okay, so I'd love to deal with this big sticker sheet first. And potentially I can use it with this and potentially with that. So we'll set this aside and take a look here at what we're doing. So I think I'm going to cut this with my cutter into a few pieces. I usually do this blindly, but today I do want to actually see what I'm doing because there are focal points on here that I don't want to mess up. Like I don't want to cut their heads off and all of that. Okay. The rest of this is a little a little more random. Okay, that's fine. Then this one, yeah, I'll actually make a couple skinnier ones with this. I don't often make much small ephemera. I'm sort of realizing that. And I want to try to make a few more small things from time to time. Okay, so let's take a look here at what we made and what I can do with it. So I might also be able to use this fish with one of these, like maybe this one, to be honest. That might be kind of interesting on there. Let's cut out this fish. So tomorrow is kind of an important day for me. I have a bunch of things I've got to do, work stuff, and it's like the culmination of a good amount of work and planning. So I'm hoping to have a good day tomorrow. And then my daughter, hopefully she's better from her cold. She seems to be getting there. My son has had croup. He caught croup at school, and croup is a weird kind of thing. It's a virus, and you know, its signature is like a barking cough, and so it kind of acts differently in children than it does in infants. Like infants, it can be a lot more serious and they can have to be hospitalized. My son, he's very interesting when he's sick, I gotta say. He essentially has like a Herculean sleep and just sleeps through the entire illness and then wakes up fine. And that's essentially what he has done this time around as well. So power to him. My daughter, though, she kind of gets hit a little harder by things. Not exactly sure why, you know, it's just, it is what it is. Doctors don't seem to give me any useful answer, and I get it. Maybe there isn't one. So she has had a high fever, but I'm keeping it under control with, you know, medication and ice packs and lots of fluids and good food, and she's coming along. I got a turkey today that I'm going to cook tomorrow, so we're going to have a nice big turkey dinner because that's her favorite thing. And I'm going to make a turkey pot pie and probably some soup. And I said to my husband, just get a massive turkey. I just want to make a big turkey for the house. So that's what I'll be doing. Let's round the corners here. So I'm hoping she's feeling better soon, hopefully by tomorrow. My son is going back to school tomorrow because he's passed they say that croup is contagious for 3 days, and he's like on day 5 now, and he doesn't have any majorly active symptoms or anything. So I try to be hyper vigilant about illnesses not sending my kids to school, because I can't complain that other people do it if I myself also I'm just going to send him to school when he's sick. So I was talking with this woman the other night when I was at my daughter's dance class, and she was saying how frustrating it is that people send their kids to school sick. And I said, I totally get it. I know I don't do that. I feel very much like if you can avoid it, make sure you do. But I also know that I live with a privilege of being able to both work at home or in a hybrid setting. And if my children are sick, my job does not at all question me staying back with them and looking after them, even being, you know, not so present. It's kind of like a sick day for me too, if it needs to be. Like, my company is extremely understanding that way, which is how all companies should be, really. Like, we're raising the future generation, you know, like, but not everyone has that, right? So some people, it's extremely hard for them to keep their children home. It might mean that they miss a day of work, and some people don't get paid when they miss a day of work. So I'm also of the mind that it would be nice if the schools could sort of have a separate kind of place for kids that are sick, that present as sick in some way, or like it would be really easy to self-report. Like you know, you could just, like, when you call your kids in sick from the school day, wouldn't it be lovely to say, you know, I need to send my child today to school, but they are, you know, moderately you know, showing a temperature, you know, can we have them in the isolation class today or something? And maybe you'd have smaller numbers in a class like that. Like, I don't know, that just kind of feels like something that we could do to offer some kind of a mitigation strategy to this whole thing, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's big brains who may have considered that and then decided against it for some reason. Although I somehow doubt that with our current government. Okay, so that I'm happy with just as like a little tag, but I might pop a hole in the top just to kind of make it a little extra kind of decorative. And then I've got this ribbon here, this long piece of black ribbon hanging about on my desk. So why don't we use some of it? Okay. But I'm feeling a lot better than I was like the last couple weeks as I moved through a whole bunch of things. But like I also had to cancel a couple of appointments because of the kids being sick, which now is going to overload, like, you know how like every month, I don't know if this is you, but this is me, like every month of my life I'm like, okay, we've got, you know, certain things that have to happen, dentist appointments, whatever. And like this month I had a dental appointment that I had to cancel, so that's going to now go into next month probably. And it's just like, you kind of know that you're going to be playing like catch up, which is not fun. All right, so how to keep plants happy? What do we want to do with this? Now I've got a bunch of this like these long strips. I rarely use these kind of things when they come in kits. I'm just not I don't know. I'm not a person who uses this kind of stuff very much, but I like this one. It's beautiful. This kit was amazing, actually. I'll be showing a video shortly. It was from my August journal club on the journaling tier on my Patreon. I made some really fun journals to send to my Patreons with this kit, and I will show it to you in another video that will be coming up in the next couple days or so. I can't share it until I know that everything has been received by my Patreons. I'm pretty sure it has already though. I'm going to round the corners on this and make a journal card, but I think it needs more than what I've put on it thus far still. This sticker could work maybe. No, it's too matchy. I need some kind of a focal point. I've got this over here hanging around. I've also got those flowers from the Tuesday-ten. Here. I feel like this goes better with that, so I'm going to use those for something else, and we'll fussy cut this. This has also got me thinking about the journal that I made one time called like Milady's Houseplants. Like, it was this really cool old book. So what else has been going on? Other than like endless amounts of things, my daughter's had her first orthodontist appointment, so we're on phase 1 of an orthodontist kind of plan, if I haven't talked about that. Not so fun, but it is what it is. She goes back this week. Hopefully she's feeling well. She's also going birding this week with her cub group, as long as she's feeling better. I don't want her to miss that. Now I feel like this definitely does not work on here. Something else, something different. What does this want to be? You know, I kind of like maybe the idea of trimming this down again. Like, it's just a bit too long. But that might make a cute pocket, but I could also round these corners again and make it like a little journal card. But I sort of feel like I would keep this as a pocket. I like it as a pocket. And then this, I'll trim that there. Oops. And then again here, and we could make just like a cute little label with that. And move that over here. It's fun. Grab words. This is small talk. My husband took my son to the playground because he's been bored today because he's been wrapped up in the house for a couple days now, and he's like, all right, I'm done. He needs out of here. So yeah, that's where they are. My daughter is happily resting in her room. We need words. Lots of Halloween words are hanging around in here. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Fly up above the clouds. I'm also trying to decide what journal I want to work on next. A couple well, I have a million options, but I have a few different things that are brewing. I've got the Golden Girls, which I need to do a bit of a project for that before I can get going on it. It's not one of those things that you can just get a kit to make. You gotta do the work, right? So I need my corner rounder again. This one. I might use some more sticker trim on this, because this little one is quite celestial and goes nicely with this. I think right across there. I'm also excited to be starting to get prepared for Chunk Journal Round Robin November. I'm very excited to do that again. It's like the most calm, low-key, lovely thing. Just to get up in the morning and be like, I already have, here sitting waiting for me something to do, and that is good. I might use that little sticker on this one here with the dragonfly. This would be a really cute little pocket, to be honest. Let's trim that down. Then around the top two corners. That's a nice little pocket. It's not often I make a lot of pockets. I make like a lot of, taggy type things, and but a lot of the time, like what I make here is really kind of flavored by the supplies, right, that I've got on hand. So we have a moon and we have a sun. These two little corners, I'm going to use one here. Just using things up today. My husband made a really nice lunch today. We had a pork tenderloin in the fridge, and he made a lovely, so we have an apple tree in our backyard, and we were so busy this month that we basically just needed to use up apples. So that's what we did. We picked them all, we cut them up, and we froze them, for later, because with apples, one of the nice things is you can do that. You don't have to do a bunch of prep. You really can just do whatever you want. So we ran them through we have like an automated kind of peeling machine. It's actually like an old Pampered Chef thing. Like you turn a crank and it peels cores and slices the apple. Like, I know Pampered Chef is like an MLM, which I don't really like MLMs at all, but I feel like if there's one that's not as bad as the others, it's that one, because like actually their products are awesome. Like a lot of them, they can be very expensive, but like they're really great. I used to like have a friend that sold it, and I even had like a Pampered Chef party like years and years and years ago. Like, I mean, we're talking probably like 20 years ago when I was just getting started in my first apartment or something. So she was selling Pampered Chef, and I was working in a restaurant, and well, 2 restaurants at the time. And so I had a lot of people, a lot of friends in like the industry of like, you know, cookware and stuff. So, yeah, I sold a lot of stuff, and I ended up getting a bunch of stoneware as like a hostess gift, which was awesome. So I've got a ton of that stoneware and I love it. But the apple machine is also really great. It's like stainless steel, and it like clamps down on your counter and has a crank, and you can just crank away with your apples. So that's what we did. So today he made this pork tenderloin with some nice rice and a little gravy, and you know, because he's trying to make a wholesome lunch for my daughter because she's sick, and so and me because I'm honestly just kind of feeling run down from this week. So he comes upstairs, and he had taken the apple and just like put it into like a blender or something, and like, you know, whipped it all into this kind of cold appley frozen apple with water, cinnamon, and a little bit of sugar. And it was so good, especially with like the pork tenderloin. It was just like very nice, very refreshing. So yeah, I was quite impressed with his little culinary genius there. That's cute. What do I want to do with this? What do I have again? I could put one of the flowers on it. We could just set it aside and see what to do. We've still got this big tag too, or like this big piece from this. And I think what I want to do is we'll trim this bit off the top here because it just feels out of place. And then I'm going to trim it into a tag. Oopsies, get back here, corner. But I feel good I'm getting a little caught up on video making too, and like actually getting to craft a bit. Water break. Okay, hydrated. That would be a really cute little pocket maybe with, I don't really want to cover up that pansy though, but I do like how that looks. I don't know. Could also do it on the back, and then we wouldn't lose the front of the tag. Other option is to just do more collaging here. Oh, I like that on there. Okay, let's glue this and wrap it around, and then we can decide if we want to put a pocket on the back of the tag. So I don't know if I was talking about this last week, I think on Tuesday 10 about my recycling while I was on vacation. I was unable to put up my recycling, and my recycle bin in my studio was full, and I was going to MacGyver all my extra recycling into my neighbor's recycle bin on the night before garbage day, and that like my husband gets mortified at me doing that. I did it. I got rid of it. Nobody got hurt. So the garbage bandit lives to tell her tale another day. Said to my husband, he brought it upstairs for me from the basement. I said, because he was going downstairs for something, and I said, oh, can you grab my recycle bin? And he's like, oh, the recycling's full. He's like, we have to wait until. I said, no, I know, just bring it up. And he gives me this look like, what are you gonna do, right? Like, he knows what I'm gonna do, but he just gives me this look that's hard to describe. And so he brings it up, and I'm like, all right, I'm going outside. So the funny thing is, like, it's so not a big deal, but he gets all like, I don't know, he's like disturbed by it or something. Like, he feels like I'm overstepping my boundaries by recycling my recyclables in my empty neighbors who never have like even a quarter of the recycle bin full recycling. So my other neighbors across the street were outside, and they saw us, and they saw me, and they hadn't seen me in a while because we were away. So, you know, they're like shouting and chatting across the street while I'm literally just doing this in front of everybody. Like, it's not something you should be ashamed of, right? And nobody thought anything of it, and it was fine. No one said anything to me. So then I came back inside, kind of purposely acting like I was like some kind of badass, and said to my husband, I'm like, well, the recycling has been recycled. And he was just like, oh, you're ridiculous. So I'm like, but you know, it's going to be so much better. Who wants to be stuck? Like, how do you ever catch up on the backlog of recycling if you don't do something like that? It's like, I'm going to have more recycling again. My bin right now is like not quite half full. So, you know, you just gotta live life. I'm going to cut this flower out here and just kind of fussy cut it, which is probably what I want to do with all those flowers. They're all so pretty. I feel like I don't want to use them in one piece. They're too nice to all get used up in one work. Okay. I had my, I don't know if I already talked about this. Maybe I did. I don't know if I talked about it here or to my mother last night on the phone, but I went to the kids' open house at their school. My son made a really super adorable, like, portrait of himself with a paper plate. Like, they, in the kindergarten class, they talk about like trying to have kids, you know, identify their characteristics, right? Like your skin color, and they have them get like, you know, paint that is their skin color, and they talk about like their differences and their similarities, and like that seems to be a really nice way that they teach kids about you know, race and acceptance and that kind of thing. Like my daughter, I noticed in her class, they had this chart, and it was like, I forget the name. There's a name for this kind of a chart, but it's like, basically you have down the middle the things that two people have in common. Like, we both have siblings. We both have, you know, two parents that live in the same house, or we both have a stepdad, or, you know, something like that. So, they had that. So it's like your differences, for each person, and then like the things that make you the same in the middle. What's the name of that? I forget. But yeah, my daughter's class had those, and I thought it was very, very cute. That's kind of cool. I was thinking about using it on here, but I don't know, maybe not. I kind of like that as it is, to be honest. Although I might look at Small Talk, that word collection. Where did it go? That I literally just had. Where did I put it? Did I put it away? Yeah, I did. Here it is. And I might put some funny words on here, because we have people. Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted to be when I grew up. That's funny. Most of these are very funny. Some of them are a little like, woof, though. Like, I don't know. I'm going to use this one. Not only does my mind wander, sometimes it walks off completely. I kind of like that. Okay. That's that. And then we'll set that up here. It will go to the stitching pile. Okay, what's next? this. Okay, so I need to cut this off, and then also probably the bottom. Then is the pattern on both sides? No, just one side. Okay, good to know, good to know. So I think I just will get rid of the back side. I don't really think I will need it for much of anything. But let's just wait and see. So do I have anything here that I'd want to use as a base to put it on? Probably not. I think I want something like a little thicker, like scrapbook paper. What's this? That's probably the wrong kind of color though, because it might be too red and green. Actually, no, you know what? The blue, I think, makes it just fine. I kind of think that's interesting. Now, I need to figure out what am I putting in this though. I was thinking it would be nice to be a shaker card, but I also think it would need a bit more of like a focal point, and I don't know what necessarily I want to use. Yeah, like that would get lost. So it's got to be something I put on top. Just gonna reach for things here. Maybe her. That could be kind of cute, actually. All right, what I'm gonna go do though is I'm gonna stitch this on to this because I want to make a shaker card with it, but I first need to create like a sealed bag, so I'll be right back. Okay, so that is stitched now. I had to change my thread. I had a little wonk going on my I didn't have to change my thread, my bobbin thread I had to replace. It ran out, so let's just cut the excess here off. Okay, and then I go around the edge a bit. Okay, now we need to decide what we want to stuff inside of there, but also I want to ink her up a little with this kind of goldeny rusty hinge. I'm really loving rusty hinge right now, maybe because of the season, I don't know. I just quite like it. Okay, so now I grabbed this, which is some dried leaves. I feel like I would like to see how that would go in there. I want it to be something that can sort of stand up to, you know, what's going on in here on this piece. So I'm going to use some natural like floral stuff. I'm going to pull it right off the stem inside the card though, because I don't want it to escape. There we go. I'll put the stem in there too because it's pretty. And just kind of move it around. So now we get like this, I don't know if you can see that from the glare, but we've got like the leaves and these little bits and bobs inside the shaker card. So I'll just kind of give it a good press down. Make sure it's not going to be too thick, and it's not. Now I'm going to use art glitter glue, I think, to glue her down on the plastic. Right here. Yeah, right there's good. Okay. Then I also am going to, while I'm here, just going to take all these steps at once. I'm going to put glue on the back of this to just hold this on there, on this backing that I'm creating, so I can stitch everything at once and get it all stitched together at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to head back to the sewing machine now and stitch this again. So there we go. Normally I do all my stitching at the end, but this one, because it's a shaker, I need to trap this in here. So let's just cut this off. I did add a little bit of lace up on the top there, you can see. And I used a zigzag stitch because I'd already done my single stitch to trap everything. So the second round of stitching got to be a little more decorative. Okay, so now we can shaky these things around just to kind of move them. And see, there's all the little bits and bobs. They're all shaking around in there. And it's like natural but like vintagey looking at the same time. So yeah, I like how that turned out. So that one is done. Now we have to go back to this. Do you remember this? Look what happened. It got all interesting and cool looking. So now we need to decide what we want to do with it. Just tear it out. The dynamic of it really changed. Now that it's inked, it doesn't look so simple anymore. Okay, so I think what I'll do, I'm actually gonna like use this and glue this on here. We're here anyhow, we might as well just use it. I think after I finish this video, I'm probably going to go check on my daughter and see if she would like to take a break from watching a movie. I think she's watching Inside Out too. Maybe do a little reading. And then I think I will take a walk because I've been stuck in the house a bit with the kids and I'm feeling a little loafy. Okay. I'm hoping that this week continues to cool down though, because it's not so much the hot weather, I just want all of the allergy inducing plants to stop inducing allergies in my dog. My poor dog. He had like a month of steroids. The vet gave him steroids to get him through the rest of like, you know, summer, essentially till the official last day of summer. But the plants are still pretty, the ragweed is still pretty bad. So he is getting a little reactive again. And I'm hoping I don't have to like give him any more steroids. I think what I need to do with this before, I want to fold it into like a booklet. I think I need to stitch it though, because I just don't want these to separate. So I'm going to go do that real quick. All right, so that has been stitched around. I had to change thread again. This time my thread spool. So yeah, a little wild stitching. I wanted to do a couple of rounds of messy stitching on this to kind of give it some texture, and we got that. Then I'll fold in half here. Okay, and then I just need to decide like what else does this need? I was thinking about that yellow flower, but I kind of feel like I want something more of a focal point. So let me see here. That might be kind of nice. Possibly with bit of texture like that. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, let's ink this up with some, maybe that purple that we used for this piece on the edge. Cool. Then that down. Just watching a book haul video this morning, and it was fun. I always feel so like You know, I want to go thrifting when I watch thrift haul videos, but I'm trying not to do that. I've decided I'm taking probably a little break from thrifting for a while, just because I feel like every now and then I go through this like, okay, we have enough, nothing more. And I'm feeling that right now because I'm just like, I haven't been making as much as I often am because I've been so busy. So things feel a little different. So I'm like, okay, we're not putting out enough here. We've got to slow down bringing in. So I'll do that. I think it's a healthy kind of, you know, it feels like some kind of a thing that goes on in my mind, which is healthy. I'm going to put this sticker on the inside of this, because I think that is a cute little something inside there. I might also use this on here too, just because it's a nice color and it goes with this well. And that will use up the majority of that. It's a cute booklet. I like that actually. Now in here, do we want to maybe try to add a little more continuity with this, because there's the rim on the outside and the yellow might make more sense in here. Is this the same? Not quite. Let's go on the bottom. Yeah, that's cute. Maybe there too, to just bring it all together. Okay, so that's that. Now, we still have a couple things left. So this sticker sheet, I'm actually going to say is pretty much done. I'm not using that Miracles Are Everywhere sticker. That's just not really my thing. So I'll keep this piece. I'll just sort of set it aside over here and we can get rid of that. Now we still have this and this and this. So this, I feel like we could do something fun with the flowers maybe. And potentially like some kind of a person, a focal point. Don't know what I've got right now hanging around. I've got a lot of stuff. This needs to go. These are just cute little things that my kids make hanging around here. They need to go up on my shelf of things that I keep from the year for my kids. I've been making these books for my kids each year of like all of their little artwork and stuff. All right, let's start with this. Maybe there at the bottom. Oh, that's the purple. Let's go with the gold. Good. Now, I need to back this onto something thicker. Get rid of that. So, who saw Beetlejuice? Did you enjoy it? I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was campy and fun. It was everything I expected, I think. My husband is definitely more of a film critic than me. He was like, I think he felt like there were some plot holes he didn't love, but I was okay with it. I felt like it is a campy kind of movie, and that's totally what I expected it to be. Okay, so there's that. Now, what else would I want to put on something like this? Maybe these. Or the acorn leaves. Or not leaves, sorry, acorns. This acorn bunch could be kind of cool. Like up here. Oh, fussy cutting. I feel like these videos are going to be so long right now because I haven't been filming, and I always make these long videos when I'm not filming. Okay. Yeah, maybe like that. That would be cute. Oops. Delicate little stem, don't break. There we go. Yeah, that's cute. I like the way, the shape of this. It was like when I did this piece, the stencil I was using, I sort of mislaid it a little crooked, so it's got kind of a cool shape to it. All right, that's that one. So I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to fussy cut this stuff and this stuff so that it doesn't take like 100 years to get this done. Okay, so while I took that little break, I backed all of these. I cut them all out and I backed them all with folder. And I was thinking we could make like tags with them or something, like from the collage boards that I have hanging around. But actually, I think what I might do is just leave them and keep them as like fodder for journal making. So like, you know, imagine you have a tag and you put that on the top, right? It would be really cute. And then I took the 3 pieces from that DK book, that big giant page, and I did the same with them, but I kept the labels. So they're kind of like a more scientific looking piece. So again, they could be like that, or you could use them as a tuck spot or a pocket. So I think I'll actually just keep those. So we'll call that like one piece, right? Because we just, it's like a bunch of fodder. So that leaves me with just this one last bit from that funny old Time Life book, and it's just a notice. All persons entering this house are requested to divest themselves of all weapons in accordance with Act 13, Section 7 of the Revised Statutes of Arizona. And I just think it's a cool like looking sign. So I'm going to make like a little journal card out of it. And then we can take a look at everything we made, because I actually don't even have stitching to do. I already did it so that I wouldn't take up more time here. Okay, so we'll cut this out. Perfect. All right, so that's a cute little journal card. So this will be 2 things that we made. Okay, then let's just call this like 3 because they're not done yet. I've got to get them done, those covers. So 3. 4 is that little tag. 5 is our little booklet. 6 is this tag. I stitched around it and put some fabric on top. Let's move all this extra stuff out of the way here. 7, I stitched around this one and added some fabric as well. 8 is our little how to keep plants happy pocket. 9, another little pocket. I added some fabric there too. 10 is that little tag with the sticker. 11 and 12 are these cute little tags. 13, this little kind of label-y tag. 14 is the fish card, and 15 is the shaker nature kind of Pyrexy looking IKEA plastic. So that's a nice little collection of ephemera for today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for this Tuesday 10. I hope you had fun. I'm happy with what I made and I had fun. So I will see you again real soon. And until then, have a great day. Bye for now.